Awesome. Hey everyone, welcome back to Mystic Whispers podcast, and I'm your haunted host, Nicole Gaspard. I have two live guests with me tonight. Actually, we have my co-host Casey, say hi. AJ, say hi. Welcome.
Hey
Thank
everybody.
you, sorry. We're running late, so yeah, we were having technical issues like crazy.
Yep.
And that could be a sign, right? They're here, just kidding. But anyway,
Yep.
speaking of
That was my fault. That was my fault. Technical difficulties on my side. I apologize.
I'm not the only one. I was having sound issues.
Yeah, I know, right?
We all experience something in the paranormal, so and I'll let you guys share your background and everything and like that and culture dice. Who hasn't heard of culture dice, right? Anyway, anyway, you go back. You've been returning. You've been with us before, and I do appreciate your time and everything for being with us tonight.
Oh, I
And
appreciate you.
So your background says that you're a founder and internationally recognized paranormal podcast, which have been on there too as well,
Yeah.
and talking with your source,
Yeah.
and you've been a dedicated paranormal researcher with I don't know, you want to take it from here, or if you want me to?
Yeah, sure. I'm a host and founder of a international paranormal podcast show called Talking with the Source. We bring on paranormal researchers, everything in the paranormal field, from cryptid people to UFO people to mediums. We focus a lot on the afterlife type stuff because I had a near death experience that I go to conventions and I talk about, and I tell my story
Tell us
about what happened and what I
about that.
remembered. I will. And the last thing is, I'm also a paranormal researcher. I do ITC communication and spirit communication for my group called Coventry Circle Paranormal out of Connecticut. And I do it for people around the world through StreamYard, through, meetings or whatever. So it's something nice. But, please, anything else you guys like to ask?
I have my questions ready and I lost it. Hopefully here's
Oh, no.
This is not my night. Well, I guess let's talk about your NDE experience. Near death. For those that may not
Yeah,
know, the term is near death experiences, right? So
yeah,
what was that like?
definitely. So, for a very long time, I was addicted to opiates. I was addicted to painkillers, and then it progressed. Me and my father it progressed to heroin, and we were snorting heroin. We were snorting painkillers, and I got on the methadone program to try and stop. It just progressed worse, and then I started mixing benzodiazepines with it, and I ended up ODing 12 times. And the last time that I OD'd, my heart stopped for over a minute, and I remember just sitting about to eat ice cream, and then next thing I know, I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I was literally just standing above my body, and I didn't know. So sorry, guys. I have a couple of dogs that are going crazy. But so what ended up happening was I ended up falling asleep. That's what it felt like. And when I woke up, I was standing right at the foot of my body, and I'm watching paramedics work on me, and I'm like, "What? Who are they working on?" Because I didn't recognize myself at first, and I look down and I recognize that it's me, and I'm like, "Oh my God! Like they can't see me, they can't hear me. What's going on?" And then just by a thought, like I was able to be over the left paramedic's shoulder. By a thought, I was also able to be on the right paramedic shoulder. I was able to be in their thoughts. I was able to hear them talking. I was able to be anywhere in the room simultaneously all at once just by a thought. And I was able to understand every angle and every part that I was in, like every area I was in all at once. It was like the way that it was described to me was in the physical, we can listen to a CD tracks 1 through 12 individually and understand everything, right? Well, in
Yep.
spirit, the way they described it was you can listen to all 12 tracks, understand all the instruments, understand all the lyrics simultaneously at once, not having to go a track by track. It's the best way I could describe it. Then what ended up happening was I felt a being near me. I couldn't see any being or anything, but all of a sudden I was then sucked into a tunnel, and this tunnel was like going through hyperspace at a very fast rate. And there were stars. I was flying through this space, and all of a sudden I was seeing images of my life, and it was a judgment not of someone judging me. It was me judging myself. It was like God put on goggles and let me see all the stuff that I ever did to anybody, because it was like one of the instances that really got to me was there was a girl in 5th grade. Her name was Christine Sanzo, and she was a bigger girl. And my friends, I was part of the jocks, the popular kind of kids in 5th grade. I thought I was cool. And this girl wrote a note. She was in love with me, and it fell out of her pocket, and the teacher read it to the class. So we were both so embarrassed. I ended up making fun of her because my friends were making fun of me, and I made fun of her so bad I really like made her upset. Well, in this past life, like seeing, I saw this completely, but I felt everything that I said to her. I felt what she was feeling. So luckily, when I came back, I was able to get in touch with her and end up apologizing to her and a bunch of other people that I witnessed that I saw this stuff, because you feel it through their body. You feel everything through their eyes and what they felt, and it's so you're the biggest judge. Like God, you don't have to worry about God judging you. You're going to judge yourself way harder than God is going to judge you. And after that, it opened up into a massive, beautiful place that the only way I can describe it is like an untouched earth somewhere in like Canada, where there's like just wilderness everywhere. But the vibrant colors of everything were just amazing. The animals that were there, one of the animals that I remember is a mammoth. I remember seeing a mammoth. There was other animals, excuse my dogs.
Sorry, I can be right with this.
That's all good.
Still there?
Yep, I'm still here. Just listening.
Sorry, guys. I apologize about that. I have
No
two
worries.
German shepherds that go crazy. So what I was saying was
Our
is that,
neighbors have farm animals. They have goats. So I'm sorry from here.
oh man, I tell you, I'd rather hear a goat right now than my dog. But what I was saying was it opened up to a beautiful area. It reminded me of an untouched earth, but the vibrant colors in the flowers, in the grass, in the
That's
trees.
what I've seen.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. The amount of
Yes.
love that you're surrounded with is literally like a love a mother can't give a baby, a girlfriend can't give a boyfriend, nothing. Like it's a love that is unconditional, that surrounds you, that cloaks you. I mean, I didn't want to come back. I was pissed when I came back. And I was end up being Narcaned. I was end up being paddled. And when they paddled me was when I came back. But before they paddled me, a being approached me. He was a full light being. I saw a figure, but I couldn't see details because it was just so bright. I couldn't look into him, and I telepathically heard a male's voice say, "Why are you here? It's not your time. You need to go back."
That's what
And
I keep hearing.
yeah, and all of a sudden I got sent back right when they paddled me. And when they paddled me, I sat up and I started screaming, "Where am I? Where am I?" And they were like, "Just calm down, just calm down." And they didn't believe me until I told them what they were talking about when they were working on me. And then they both looked at each other and like they turned white and they didn't say nothing. They just went back to what they were doing and tried to pretend it was nothing. But I shrugged it off for a very long time. I went to doctor to go get brain scans because I thought I screwed myself up from the lack of oxygen, because I was without oxygen for over 5 minutes at least. By the time the ambulance got there, by the time I got found, yeah, I shouldn't even be here right now. So I'm very lucky for 12 times of that happening and being all right. But I lost a lot of friends to it, and luckily this ordeal that happened changed my life and made me go down this path of the paranormal.
I've had similar experiences, but mine was because I went down a dark path.
Yeah.
I tried to unalive myself, which is
Yep.
not a good idea, folks. Don't follow my examples. There is an 800 number. If we're speaking of suicide, there's always resources now, thankfully.
Amen. Yep. There is.
We didn't
But
have
definitely
that
reach
then.
out. What was that?
And like we didn't have back then. We didn't have the internet or phones even. I
I
don't even know
I
how I
know.
made it.
I know. I'm telling you. I know. I feel the same way.
It makes me thankful because we done some stupid, things. I don't know if I can swear on here, but
No, hey, I get it.
Hmm.
oh my gosh, no wonder I'm still here and I've been through so many traumas. And speaking of
Yeah.
traumas, do you think having those experiences, do you think that might have like heightened our psychic abilities?
Yeah,
No.
I got them when I came back. I was able to feel energy. I was able to feel entities in the room. I was able to like just weird stuff. Like I didn't understand. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was crazy. I really did. Yeah,
Somebody late, thanks for late.
I know,
No.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead and like and share all that. So if you
yeah.
guys know what to do, I always say. So, yeah, Casey, feel free to, if you have any questions, feel free to chime in. You my co-host, you guys. So,
I'm
yeah,
thinking. I'm thinking. Well,
you never know, a question might pop up.
it will
Now,
That's why I
eventually.
like doing podcasts, and sometimes I'll have a script, sometimes it'll be just no script. That's,
I was gonna
you
say,
know,
I was gonna say to you, Nicole, was actually, did you have an NDE too?
I might have when I was younger, but I don't really remember the full details. But
Yeah,
I do remember what having might look like. Like you
yep,
said, it has beautiful, very bright, bright as the sun, but it don't hurt your eyes. And
yep,
then the beautiful flowers. I was surrounded by a garden of flowers.
Mm.
yeah. That's beautiful.
And and then I heard it's not your time yet. So I'm like, oh great. Don't
Yeah,
send me back. I know where this is going. Don't send me back.
I know, right? That's exactly how I felt.
Hey everybody.
Mm.
I'm talking with the source.
Uh-huh.
So speaking of that, you've been talking about how you got around to your podcast. Is an awesome podcast, by the way.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I appreciate
Uh-huh.
that. So, you want me to talk a little bit about it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, basically, we're a paranormal international podcast. We have people on from all over the world, but researchers, enthusiasts, everybody, mostly researchers that have evidence we like to show live on our show. We like to talk about different theories, just everything. We've had people on that were, we had the grandson of the person who was at the um, crash site of the UFO back in 1950, whatever, when it happened. That area
Oh
that,
wow.
yeah, we had
Wow.
his grandson on. So we've had a bunch of different amazing guests on, some famous guests that were great. A lot of most haunted people of that show. It was just a great thing to have, and it's just a great podcast thing to have because you meet so many people and you network.
That's true.
Mm.
So
Oh.
Yeah, we would be here if it weren't for the ghosts and the paranormal and you know
yeah.
poltergeist.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Speaking of poltergeist, I'm not just talking about the film, but it's a great film. Poltergeist. But one of my favorite films actually.
Oh,
What is your
Poltergeist is one of your favorite?
yeah? What is your take on poltergeist haunting?
What is my take on poltergeist hauntings? Well, I think it could be a couple things. Like honestly, like I feel that obviously young girls who are in, their, I guess you could say their time of,
I'll be true.
hormones and everything, I think that that can cause a lot of poltergeist activity because I think that we don't realize how strong we are as human beings yet. I don't think we know our potential. But
Our
also,
minds.
I do believe that there are spirits that can move stuff. You know,
Mhm.
so
I
it's a
think that's
very very
how
touchy thing.
there's a term
Yeah.
for that. Telekinesis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or maybe
telekinesis.
objects with our mind.
Oh yeah, I believe that 100%. I mean,
I
I
even
forget the
tried it
famous
like the
lady.
force.
Did you?
Mhm.
Did you? Were you able to do it?
pretty close. I was trying to
Oh,
use
that's
it
awesome.
like the
Oh, that's
force,
awesome.
like that work, but I can feel the energy around my hands, but I haven't done
Oh,
burning it.
oh, that's cool.
But he,
Yeah.
when I said Casey, um, what do you call it? Energy balls? I like to call them
Yeah.
energy balls, but
Yeah.
I think the actual term is Reiki energy.
Reiki.
Reiki is amazing.
I know I always
I'm
say it
I'm
wrong.
a
Sorry.
I'm a Reiki master.
Are
Oh,
you?
nice.
Yep.
Oh, Reiki is amazing. That's amazing to be a Reiki master, man. That
I'd
takes
love
a
to.
good amount of time.
First
You'll have
attunement
to
right
you'll
here.
have to you'll have to add me to Facebook.
I will. I will after this for sure.
Um,
Yeah,
speaking
Casey's
of
cool.
speaking of poltergeist activity, I actually had two home cases that I've had that with.
Oh wow. How now? What
And
did you think it was?
come to find out, one of them was like this person. I don't know. She wasn't understanding what was going on.
Yeah.
Come to find out, after the evidence review, it was her family trying to connect with her, and that's the only way they were able to do it. Like, and she
Oh
didn't
wow.
understand it, and and that's the
That's
only way they
wild.
were doing. Yeah, and
Wow,
that happened with both cases. It's like,
Oh my gosh. And there was a family for both cases?
yeah,
Oh wow.
that's
it
crazy.
was
I've
really
had
interesting
various
because, like, when people hear poltergeist, they think it's all evil all the time. It's not the case.
or
When they
demonic.
hear when they hear a haunting, everyone thinks demon now.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
that's not even close.
No, it's not.
yeah, you
Like
would know. Believe me, you would know the
yeah,
difference.
I went I went to Old Julia Prison. I don't know if you know that location.
No. No, I never heard of it.
Um, it's an abandoned prison in Illinois, in Juliet, Illinois.
Oh wow.
I investigated with Shane Pittman there,
Yeah.
and there is really nothing evil there that I noticed.
Yeah,
Um,
I met Shane Pittman. I liked him, but then again at the same time I didn't know how much I really truly liked him or not because I didn't get a chance to really talk to him. But I saw an interaction with somebody else and I didn't know how well he was until I saw him interact with somebody else. And he was pretty nice when I got to meet him myself, but I saw it was an interaction that wasn't too well with the person. I'm sure the person did something.
yeah, because um, I for the last 5 years I went to the Michigan Paracon,
Yeah.
and that's how I met him, and we've been friends
Oh,
ever
nice.
since. So
Well, like
I've
you
known
go
him
to at
for
least one of those.
That's how
yeah,
I met him
I've
too. I met him too to that as well.
seen him over
yeah.
years. I haven't met him yet. I heard of him, but I haven't met him.
You're
But
slacking then, Nicole. You need to get on the ball. No, I'm joking.
yeah,
I
because
need to
That's
get on a
awesome.
bus get on a bus or
I
something.
it was funny because I was like, he didn't call me crazy, but because it was a group event, like a public
Yeah,
investigation type thing,
yeah,
and I sat in one of the most active cells there, and I was in there by myself, in that cell by myself for like 45 minutes.
wow.
I had a
5 minute
lot of
Alcatraz.
I had a lot of activity there, and then I'm like, well, there's death row up, I'm going to do the same thing up there.
Absolutely.
I'm like, it was the same most active room that they have there. I sat there,
Huh.
nothing happened. It wasn't not that anything happened. There was activity, but there was never anything negative energy there. Surprisingly,
Yeah, yeah,
you would think places like those that are massive prisons like that would have some kind of negative because of.
yeah,
But I'm an empath as well, so I never felt anything negative there.
yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm an empath as well, and I can usually tell if it's something negative or not as well. And a lot of places that I've heard that had these negative things are really not negative. You know what I mean? It's just excuse my language, but an a-hole spirit. You know?
Nope. It's usually
True.
like I believe that all spirits were human at once,
Oh
and
yeah.
they have good moments
Most
and
of
they
them,
have
yeah.
bad moments. It's just a matter of the time moments you encounter them.
Now let me ask you a question. What do you think about a demon, like what we would call demonic? Do you believe in demonic?
I
I do.
do, but I also know and believe that they do exist. But I also believe it's very rare that you encounter one.
Oh, definitely. I think like
I
the
s-
maybe 1% out of the 99 is maybe your luck of really interacting with one.
Yeah, because
unfortunately, I met them. I
spirits
met them
can be,
here.
yeah, spirits, like, they're human. They were human once. They're gonna,
Yeah.
if they don't get their way or they're pissed off at you, they're gonna lash out.
Oh, definitely. If you
Yeah.
provoke them, definitely too.
And that's why my team, because I own my own team, so that's
Oh,
my
awesome.
number two. That's my number two rule is do not provoke.
Yep. I'm the same way with my group, man. I don't provoke. I go and respect. It's because you get more of it that way.
Yep.
That's true.
So
And I've seen images of well, demonic entities, and let's just say they're not pretty.
no,
Mm.
yeah, no. I mean, I had one incident where I had one case where I dealt with something like that, and it was definitely terrifying. It was not something that
It is
I ever
terrifying.
expected. Yeah, it
Whenever they
is. It was.
chase, whenever
It
they
was very terrifying.
there's an interesting case. I'm sure y'all might have heard of it. The Anna Louise case.
No, I never heard of it.
But
Mm.
she was so stricken by um the demonic, and that's when they try to exorcise her, and then she ended up dying.
Mm.
And then
Wow, really?
it's like they don't know if it's something medical or if it's supernatural going on. Because she could be what do you call it? Epileptic.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to diagnose back then. What she could
Yeah.
have, but she was so young. That's
You know,
sad. That's sad.
I tell you, the one encounter that I have, I don't really like to talk about it too much, but I will talk about it on your podcast. Just a very
Uh-huh.
little tidbit of it. But there was a 9-year-old, and they were possessed, and I got the opportunity to go into this exorcism because I didn't believe in it. And hey, Susan, how are you?
Hi,
And
Susan.
yeah, I
It's
love Susan.
Wendy.
She's awesome. I This girl picked up this little 9-year-old picked up a table with her hand, a kitchen table with one arm, and tossed it across the room. It took 5 of us to hold her
Yep.
down. Nine
Yep.
9 years old.
Supernatural strength.
9 years old. This girl picked up a kitchen table with one hand and threw it across the room. I've never seen anything like it. And the stuff she was saying in different languages were just crazy.
Yeah.
And that's another sign. I know I'm studying demonology as we
Yeah.
speak.
I
I've
mean,
been
don't get me
studying
wrong.
more
Like
about it.
I think that I think that's very rare to encounter that 100%. But when I was there and I
It
couldn't
is
believe
very
what I
rare.
saw, yeah, I couldn't believe what I saw. I was like, wow. I was like, this is definitely a more dangerous field than we think.
Yeah. Like,
She
I was
actually, oh, go ahead.
no, I was at a friend's house one time, and there's a commotion going between a male and a female, and we're all in the room. I actually ended up making everybody leave
Oh wow, I don't blame
because,
you.
well, I didn't do anything. They
Yeah.
Afterward, I didn't even. They told me I blacked out because they said my face went from to where my face is now to a red apple,
Wow.
and
Oh
then
wow, that's crazy.
I've been channeled.
my
That's
eyes
crazy.
went, my eyes went from hazel to pure black.
Hello,
Mine too. Whenever I was being channeled, my eyes turn black.
Yeah,
you
so
still there? Okay. Hello.
Are you back?
yeah,
Are you
we're
back?
here.
Yeah, I'm back.
Uh,
Oh, have we lost you?
Yeah, no, I thought I lost you guys too.
Okay,
uh,
spirit.
I know, right? But go ahead. You were
What
saying
talking
your eye.
about?
I know.
Yeah, my face was
I
red as an
know.
apple, and then they said my eyes turned black.
Oh
Why
my
do
god.
it does that?
I was
Oh
like,
my god.
I don't recall, but a friend of mine, he's like, I don't get scared very easily, but I nearly shit
Oh,
myself. I ran
I
out of
bet.
my mom. He ran out of his own house. He's like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Oh my god. I would have been scared too. I mean, that's a scary thing to witness. You know, someone's eyes turning black. My father used to do that when he would get mad, but I always thought that he was like he was dealing with something because had schizophrenia. He was a functional
Oh,
person, but he would see people like as solid as me and you. And one day I asked him, I said, Dad, what are you really seeing? Because he never took medication or nothing. He just always went to work every day, did his thing. You would never even know that he had it. And one day he turned, he looked into the kitchen. I go, Dad, what are you seeing? He goes, you didn't just see the man with the top hat and the trench coat. He walked through the wall in the kitchen. He looked at us, and then he walked through the next wall. And then all of a sudden we're sitting there, and an hour later his leg starts moving. And I go, Dad, what's going on? He goes, you don't see the dog? There's a lab. There's a black lab that's sitting here, keeps throwing the ball at me, and he keeps scratching my leg, and he wants me to throw the ball. And I'm like, I don't see these people, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't know if it's something or whatever. But my dad was also he's also worked as a contractor for organized crime families, so he hurt a lot of people.
oh
So I
wow.
wouldn't be surprised if he was possessed in a way, you know.
Right.
So,
That's
but his eyes would dilate completely black, and it would be weird.
Yeah.
So that is a
That never,
scary thing.
yeah,
it
that
is.
never happened again, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's how I
That
cleared the
happened to
room.
me once.
yeah, it's terrifying. You know, you never know what you're gonna get, and that's what the one thing about this field that's scary. You know, but if you do protection, you do what you're supposed to do, you will be all right. You know.
Well, and the funny thing is,
That's true.
when that happened, I wasn't even in the paranormal.
Oh wow.
That was way before I even started.
Oh wow.
So
And
that's
you don't
cool.
even remember that, huh?
Uh-uh.
That's scary.
I was in my early 30s when I had my first shadowing experience.
Wow.
Yeah, but I
I
just started taking these readings.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel you on that. I mean, one time I didn't protect myself at a cemetery right next to the house. It's from the 1700s. And I had a spirit follow me home, and he literally made me sleepwalk. I ended up in my aunt's room in the pitch dark in the middle of the night. My uncle woke me up. I was standing at the foot of their bed. I don't even remember how I got there. Then I went back
Oh wow.
downstairs, laid back down to go to sleep, and next thing I know, I woke up with a cigarette in my hand, and I'm outside by the street, standing right by the road, smoking a cigarette. I had no idea how I got there.
oh jeez.
Mm,
And this spirit was just following me. And like he was just, I would see him in the middle of the night standing in my room. When I would wake up in the middle of the night, he would just be standing and watching me. And it was the weirdest thing because this man would be solid and then he would just disappear. It was the craziest thing.
I had a similar experience when I seen one at my former work. This is a little story, but trying to keep it in a nutshell. But this ghost followed me from work. Not only that, he messes my hair all day. So we did an
Wow.
EVP session, my friend and I, and so I finally said, so who's messing with my hair all day? And we heard a
Yeah.
female ghost told out this ghost that was messing with me all day. We thought that was so hilarious, but it kind of spooked us, you know. She's like,
Wow.
she simply says, "Stop it, Frank." It's like,
Uh-huh.
but
Wow.
he got
That's
so.
cool. That's cool.
I think you sound like me. I feel my hair do mess with sometimes, but
Did
I saw him once, and
you?
then after that, he followed me home.
Wow.
I have
That's crazy.
I have two spirits that follow me around.
Oh, really?
You know, I went to a winery, and this is a funny story. Like, for beforehand, for like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks straight, I get the spirit come to me and ask if I want a drink.
Wow.
That's all he would ask. Want a drink?
Huh.
You want a drink? That's all you would ask?
Mm-hmm. And then 3.5 weeks later, I investigate a winery.
Wow. And tell me he followed you there.
No, kid, this is the kicker. He built this location.
Oh my God, he built a location?
He built the
Wow.
location because it was a home that he built for his kids back in the day,
Oh my God.
and no one knew he was there. Current owners don't even know he was there. His daughter haunts the location. They know that, but they didn't
Huh.
know he haunts the location there because they had no recollection of any male deaths.
Okay,
Like the
so that's crazy you said that because I have a little boy that follows me, and he came through the spirit box at my house during a Facebook Live. And now, not in my house that I'm at now, my aunt's house, but I was at her house. In the basement, there's never any signal at all for a SP7 to get any type of audio to come through at all. So I asked this kid, who are you? And on a Facebook Live with my uncle's two kids, he goes, my name's Ethan. I'm 5 years old. Come to find
Oh
out,
wow.
the guy who followed me from the old cemetery, I was talking to little kids before and they told me he was a robber. So I asked my spirit guides to try and remove him. That's what pissed him off. And he followed me because they couldn't remove him. So he got pissed off at me and followed me to try to mess with me. And the 5-year-old kid came to follow me back. And when I finally got to talk to him through a personal session at my house in the kitchen,
no,
sorry, there.
Yeah.
we're here.
Oh no, we're
Okay.
messing with this.
Yeah, they are. They don't want me to tell this story. So what ended up happening was the kid came through and he said, I am from the cemetery that you went to. And I said, well, do you need to be crossed over? And his thing was, no, I don't. I'm already crossed over. But the reason why we go there is because we meet up as our family and all our friends meet there. It's a gathering place. I thought,
Hmm.
I thought that was amazing. Hold on.
Oh wow. Sorry, folks. We've been having tech issues all evening. Are you still there, Casey?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
Sorry, guys. I
And Jay, you
apologize.
still there?
Yeah, I'm
No,
there. I'm sorry. I had to yell at my dogs. They almost went after Holly,
He's all
my
right.
friend. Sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, sorry about that. What I was saying was I'm in a
Oh, no worries.
144-year-old house right now. And there's spirits
I've
left and
been in
right
an
in
old
here.
house. And speaking of
I,
old houses oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask, and renovations, if you need that to pick up activity as well, because that's what we
Yeah.
had to do. Over
Yeah.
here, over here behind me, in all the walls, the ceilings
Yeah.
was covered with nothing but bamboo. It's like Hawaii. If you're
That
been
is
in,
awesome.
like, what do you call it, a little bar, mini bar right here where I'm sitting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. See, this house was
I kind
actually
of like
it
it.
was It was Shoemaker House, right? This house, and then they added on a salon because my friend Holly does her hairdressing here, so she has her business added onto the house. And the house
Oh, nice.
original floors are over 200 years old. The certain parts of the house, but then the newer parts of the house are 144 years old. And where I live in Durham, Connecticut, they have all historic homes, and a lot of them have
Yeah.
underground railroad passages in their house.
no,
So the other day, which was so weird, we were coming
Huh.
inside from working, me and my girlfriend, and we are walking up the stairs. Now I was this close to the dogs. I'm walking up the stairs like this, and
Uh-huh.
now
yep,
I'm right here. You can see that gate, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the dogs jump on the gate and hang right here. Okay. They can't open this no matter even if they push the button in. They have to slide it back to open it. So all of a sudden, there was a
Huh.
hand. Both dogs were on top of here looking at us. There was an arm that came over them. A white man's arm came over them, opened the door for them to come down to meet us. And they came running down the stairs to meet me. And I saw the arm, and my girlfriend saw the arm who was right next to me. We thought it was my friend Charlie going to the bathroom. We came upstairs. There was not a single person.
Oh man.
Interesting.
It was the craziest thing.
I
But
bet.
we've had so much activity though.
Speaking of
Yeah.
activity, have you done any like research on the property and see why it's still haunted?
Oh yeah, well it's been in her family like their whole life. Basically, the only thing that hasn't been was the shoemaker shop. So basically, they know the whole history. They have all the deed. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I've
pretty
had
cool.
quite a few excuse me, experiences back here. I've had my first doppelganger experience about a year ago.
Wow, doppelganger.
I freaked the hell
Those
out of
those
you, sorry.
those
You know, my
those
Wait,
are
did
cousin,
not
you?
fun.
yeah, I
Those are
don't
not
want to have
fun.
that experience again. Cause,
Wow.
but my cousin used to live out here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's supposed to be out, right, doing her stuff. And I'm like, well, you're here early.
Wow.
So
I-
she did not respond. So I'm like, okay, she's the type that would respond, you know? And
yeah.
Yeah.
nothing. And then I could remember hearing the door opening or closing. Then it
Yeah.
vanished.
Wow. That is wild. I mean, I couldn't imagine seeing a doppelganger. Like I couldn't imagine that.
Me
And then there's
neither.
another story.
Uh-oh.
And then
He's like, oh,
she tried to unalive herself right after I saw that.
oh my gosh, that is crazy.
So I don't know if you see your doppelganger, you're supposed to die, right? Or if you see
Yeah.
someone else,
Yeah.
they're supposed to die, right? Or did I get it backwards?
Yes. I think it's if you see yourself, then you pass away.
Yeah.
The lore of it, I guess.
Like I know
Yeah,
like our but
yeah, the other one, our local cemetery is one of the most haunted cemeteries in this area. I actually had
Oh wow.
we
I
have
had a spirit
Judas.
that I walked in with a couple of friends. I didn't know where this area was. I was led to the military section.
Okay.
And as I'm walking towards, I ended up stopping at a Pacific grave.
Okay.
The funniest thing is this person fought in World War II, or no, World War One.
Yeah.
Um, his name is his first name's Harvey.
Okay.
My grandfather on my dad's side fought World War II. Guess what his first name is?
Harvey.
Harvey.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what coincidence is that?
That's crazy. That's not even like that's that I don't believe in coincidences, so that's crazy.
You wanna hear
So
something
it was,
even
and
crazier?
he follows me home. He follows me everywhere I go now,
Oh
Oh
really?
wow.
and it's like now I have the obligation every summer to visit his grave. Ever since
Hey, that's
then,
cool though. That's cool though, because then maybe he's one of your guides. Ever think of
yeah,
that?
That's what I
yep.
was saying.
That's
Yeah.
what that's the one with the winery. That one there too. He follows me everywhere I
Hi
go too.
Paul. Sorry, I'm saying hi to everybody. You know, I had
Hey, how are?
another experience like that in the cemetery
Yeah.
about places.
Of
Okay,
course.
now me, whenever I investigate, because
Yeah.
I'm a part Cherokee Indian, right? So
Oh, okay.
whenever I investigate, I look to nature and I look to signs of from birds. 'Cause I know
Yeah.
birds specifically as my spirit totem, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
So when I follow the bird, I know it's weird, you're gonna laugh, but what something
No.
tells me there's three black crows on this particular path that they want me to follow.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm gonna follow that path. And you know where it led me?
Where did it lead you to?
It led, I'm not really laughing, but it led me. It still feels me to this day. And there's the backstory was one of our closest friends. Pamela. She's a school teacher back there. She had three kids. She died,
Oh no. Oh,
unexpectedly.
I'm
But
sorry to hear that. I
from
can't even get
illness.
me so
But yeah.
uncomfortable.
So after following, I usually follow my gut instinct anyway and nature.
Yeah.
So, for some reason, I just felt someone told me to follow those birds, and it led me right to her freaking grave mark.
Get out of here.
I did not know she was even buried there.
You didn't even know she was buried there and it led you there?
I'm like, are you serious?
That's got to be like that's definitely a sign for you, 100%. Because I believe in all that stuff with birds. Because when my grandfather passed away in 2012, there
Right.
was a pigeon that showed up at my window at like 9 o'clock at night. It was completely pitch dark, and the pigeon showed up, and my grandfather like told me when I was younger. He was like, "I'm like, what are they throwing rocks at pigeons for down in where I live?" And they said, "Oh, the people eat them, so they kill the birds, they eat them, all this stuff." Weird, but anyway. So all of a sudden, that memory came in my head. So I opened the window and I'm like, "Pop, I know this is you. Give me 1 minute. Let me go get Grandma because she never got to say goodbye." And the bird waited at the window, so with the window open, never flew in. Waited for my grandmother. My grandmother got to speak to it like this close, and once she was done, it turned around, backed up, jumped on the thing, and disappeared. It
Oh,
was the
wow.
craziest thing. So
Oh,
I totally believe in that
Yeah.
100%.
And I even have
yep.
hummingbirds that come up real close to me. I'm like,
Really?
okay, hi.
That's awesome. That's awesome though to have
Yeah.
hummingbirds. That's so cool.
Yeah. So,
Now,
and
does it freak you out?
at first it did, and then I got used to it.
I was gonna say it probably freaked you out in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it would have
Like,
freaked me
everything
out
freaked
too.
me out.
Yeah, no, I understand. I totally get it because I would have been freaked out too in the beginning. Like I was freaked out for a while about the whole spirit thing because I was seeing stuff and all types of things, and I was bugging out. I didn't know what was real because I was born Catholic, so I always thought everything was a demon. You know?
Yeah, and
Right.
Christian too. Yeah, we're taught that way too. And then
Yep.
I'm starting to write my 24th book about
Oh,
my
really?
past experiences with when my psychic abilities just developing, and I will
Yeah.
confide in my grandmother. She's told me you can see them, can you? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
She
Okay,
can
Graham.
tell. She can tell.
Yeah.
No
Right.
fooling her.
That's
She can
funny.
tell I've had experience.
Hey, I gotta ask you when we're off of the air, like later on. I gotta ask you how you did your books because I've been thinking about doing mine of
Sure,
my life, and I wanted to know how to go about that.
sure. My
Cool.
inspiration for books is don't laugh. It's usually from my vivid dreams and nightmares I've been having lately.
Hey, why would I laugh at that? Because I have vivid dreams and nightmares like that too. I don't get really nightmares, but I get vivid dreams.
'Cause,
I just had a
you
very
know how
vivid
you go
dream.
to sleep and then
Yeah,
you wake up and like, did I even go to sleep?
yeah. No, that's how I feel too in mine. I literally like I'll wait like I felt like sun on my skin. I feel rain on my skin. I've eaten foods I've never eaten, and then I've eaten them, and I've been like, holy crap, this feels the same. Like this tastes the same. I've been places I
Exactly.
never thought I'd go, so I get it. Trust me.
I'm gonna make a sign. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna write like, read, read. So if I see that, you gotta know I'm watching in a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's
I'm
actually
gonna do that.
that's a good idea. They've been doing that with near death patients that people with heart attacks. They've been putting messages on top of this
Oh, on the
high plate.
ceiling.
Yeah, like in there on the ceiling, or they put the plate really high so the person has to float up and see it. And there's only been like a couple people that have been able to say what the words are. But when you're going through a near death experience, that's the last thing you're thinking about is, oh, let me go find the numbers, you know?
Maybe it'll
All
have
right.
another NDE. You don't
I
know, but
Yeah.
I feel like an avatar. You know, when you go in this machine,
I
you
Oh,
go
yeah.
into another dimension or whatever.
Oh,
That's what I
definitely.
feel
I
like. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. I agree
I
with you 100%. And honestly,
yeah.
after having my near death experience, I honestly just feel like it's literally like we're just here for a flash of moment just because it's a school for us.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
For
I heard a lot of them
everything.
say.
Yep.
It's like,
But
I hope I learned
I'm
this time. I don't want to come back.
Dude, that's what I said. I said, let me experience as much as I can because I don't want to come back.
I'm probably the old soul. I never learned my lesson.
Yeah, me too. I know I didn't learn my
Gotcha.
lesson. Trust me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I
My
actually
spirit guide. Sorry, go ahead, Casey.
I had
Go ahead. My
like mine was my near death wasn't as bad as yours, but
Go
it
ahead,
came
share.
close
yeah, sure.
because what happened was is a doctor of mine had I don't know if you heard the medication called Depakote.
Yeah, I know Depakote. I've taken it. I hate it.
I haven't heard of it.
My doctor, I don't know what he was on, but he had me
Yeah.
on 3,500 milligrams 3 times a day.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Whew. That'll
So
kill me for sure.
what happened was, and I didn't know this until my neurologist thought, like I went from like 180 pounds to 300 pounds in water.
Oh my
Mm.
God, dude. That's like taking prednisone. That's terrible.
They, when my neurologist saw me, she's like, she could see the actual water pushing my eyes out of my sockets.
Oh my God, dude. You're lucky to be here.
Man.
Dude,
And
that's no joke, man.
then, yeah, and then my kidneys started to shut down. It
Oh
was
my
the point where
God.
they had to give me, I had to have a spinal tap done to save my life.
Mm.
Oh my
That's how
God, man.
bad it
I'm so
was.
happy you're all right, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dude,
was
how
felt like
scared
I
were
was,
you? Honestly, how scared were you?
and I felt like I was on my deathbed. Like
Yeah,
I
like
felt it.
I would have been scared out of my mind, dude. So it's all right if you were scared, dude, because I would have been terrified.
I'll be
Oh,
like, just kill me already.
that's how I felt. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was not fun. Guaranteed.
I tell you what, even though I didn't want to leave passing away and I went over to the other side, I didn't want to leave after being there. I still am terrified to have to go through the death part, to be honest. When I
Yeah,
overdosed, I just went to sleep. But I'm worried about being older and having like dementia or like having a heart attack or something along that, where I actually feel pain. Whereas with, my overdose, I just went to sleep. I didn't feel anything. So that's what scares me, having like dementia, that terrifies me.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would
My
like to die in
grandfather.
my sleep.
Yeah, my grandfather had dementia, and I took care of him. So
I'm
I,
sorry, man. That's tough.
yeah, it was. But he's not suffering anymore, so I'm cool with that. Actually,
Exactly.
and like my very first paranormal thing was my grandfather.
Wow.
Like
Get out of here, really?
after he passed, he came to me and he's like, "Tell her grandma I'm gonna visit her, and this is what's gonna happen." And I'm like, "Okay," because she didn't believe me at first as I talked to him.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Do this. I'll make it happen, but do this, and I'll prove to her that I do."
Yeah.
Two, a week and a half later, it frickin' happened.
No.
Did
Which? Oh my
you?
God! Exactly what he said.
She had this dream
Wow.
that he was with her at a picnic table having lunch with her.
Oh my God, dude, that is
Called me
amazing.
Wow.
when she had that. She called me the next day and she just bawled. She's like, "I don't know how the hell you talked to him, but oh my god!" I,
Yeah, that's awesome though to have that. I wish the one thing I never got, I got the visit from the pigeon from my grandfather, but all the ITC work that I do and all the communication work I do, I have never been able to communicate directly with him or with my grandmother. The only time that I ever had him in a session was with my father. My father comes through constantly, and
yeah.
I have validated this by asking him like what's it doing outside right now. He said snowing. It was snowing out. One time I said
Wow.
to him, what did we have for Christmas dinner? What's our main meal? And it's prime rib. And he comes through and says prime rib. It's all on my YouTube. And it really like validated for me, like obviously they're always there, but one time my dad was like, I want to learn, can you teach me, to my spirit guides? And they said in the video that I have online, they said, we can't help you, your time is past, like there's nothing else you can learn on this side. You had the chance to learn, you don't have the chance to grow now, obviously. And hey, guys, Jay and Elkie, and from the Enfield
Hi,
House,
Phil. Hey,
Oh,
guys.
and yeah, they're an
Hey, everybody.
amazing house. Amazing house. If you're in the New England area in Connecticut,
How's
they they rent their house out. They do amazing paranormal investigations. So you should come down, Nicole. You guys should all come down. But I
Yeah,
forgot what I was
if I
definitely.
could
saying.
drive, I'd have to
Yeah,
have a
definitely.
driver.
I forget what I was saying though. What was I saying before that?
um,
Oh
Someone's
yeah,
house.
all the
right,
ITC work
Bob's
I do. Yeah, all the ITC
ITC.
work I do. Yeah, all the ITC work that I do, I can never connect with them. And the only time I was able to connect with my grandfather was my dad asked for help from my guides. My guides told him you can't learn anymore, and he flipped out. And in the video, my grandfather says, "Grab your shirt," and then he tells them we need to get out of here. And they actually say we have to call more angels. And like he went kind of nuts in the whole thing, but you can see it all on YouTube. It's pretty wild to see the responses from a
Yeah, he
PSP7.
does great work. By the way, I've seen you in action. I
Thank you.
mean, it
We
is
gotta work
incredible
together.
to watch.
If you could, I don't know if you have the laptop open, but if you do, if you have a couple of minutes before we end, I was going to say if you go on the YouTube, I could show the shorts if you want.
Yeah,
I
go
don't know if you have.
ahead. You can find. Yeah, I
Do you
do.
have
Yeah.
a way to share your screen? Because I don't on my end.
No, I think I
I
have
don't
to be
either.
on the other browser.
Oh,
But you
okay,
can
yeah.
try.
I don't.
You can try.
I don't have
Um,
a. I'm using my phone right at the moment, so I don't have a. I don't have a way to
let me
show it,
see.
unfortunately.
Let me see if I find it. What's this
Or
called
you can
again?
just send her, or you can just send her a link, or send me a link, and I can look at it
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Can you
I
do
can
that,
do that.
Casey?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were on a computer, Nicole. Because if you were, I was going to say if you're on a
Yeah.
computer, are you
Yeah, I'm
on a
on my
computer?
laptop. Yep.
Oh, you're on your
Uh,
laptop? Yes, on the bottom screen, do you have share?
Yeah.
If you press that and you go to YouTube, you'll be able to look at the short so we can share it right on the screen.
Okay, I'm sure that I'm still getting used to it.
Don't worry, I'll help you.
Alright, I see this here. Want me to hit that now?
Okay, hit share, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to hey Ronald, my brother. Oh, what's going on, brother? I just saw your comment. How you been? But yeah, go to share, and then it's gonna say window, and it's gonna say yep, my double O baby, I miss you. But
Hey, Ron,
yeah,
thanks for watching. Alright, sorry.
no, you're
Share
good. So
screen.
go to share.
Share screen.
Yep.
Again.
Yeah. Okay. And then go to YouTube on that screen on your screen that's sharing.
I'm sorry.
You go on your regular computer, your screen, and you go to
Right.
YouTube.
I will be right back.
Yeah, not gonna work.
Yeah, go ahead, Case.
StreamYard. Sorry, I talk to myself sometimes. I don't know if it's gonna work on my browser that I have on now.
Okay. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not a big deal. We can always figure it out. I can always share it if worst comes to worst and give it to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We may have tech issues all night, guys.
No, no worries. Hey, listen, I don't have a computer at the moment. I should have been on the computer when I did this, but like I said, I was late trying to get in, so
Yeah,
that's the
look
only
at that.
reason why I was.
I do have Shrug, so next time I'll use Shrug.
No, it was yeah, like I
And
said, it was my fault. I would
it
have been
works
ready,
better
and
on
I
that.
like I said, so it's my fault on that one. But I apologize. We'll show it another time.
Yeah, definitely. Share the links in chat, maybe, and some people can see where
Okay. Yeah.
they can see
Yeah.
them too as well.
I don't know if I'll be able to leave and then come back in, but if I tried, I might.
Yay, the comments is working. Oh my god, last time the comments wasn't even working. Oh my poor yes.
Yeah, I know, right? I had that same problem.
May have to go back to restream that better. But
Hold on. One
yeah, while we're waiting for Casey's my
second.
co-host. Um, you have any more stories you'd like to share with us while we're waiting?
Yeah, so one of the stories I'd love to share with you is thank you, brother. I'm proud of you too, man, and I hope all is well. That's my buddy. He's been a friend of mine forever. I miss him. He's no longer in Connecticut. He's down, I believe, in South Carolina, but he's been one of my best friends forever. I miss him. So, but thank you, brother, for checking this out. Wanted to talk about this. Everything that okay, so there's a great story. It's about my great aunt, and she basically had a stroke. She had a blood clot in her neck, and she passed out. And my uncle walked across the street, and he walked back, and when he found her, she was already like 4 or 5 minutes without oxygen. He called the ambulance. By the time they got there, they were able to rest resuscitate her heart, but she was without oxygen for so long that they made her brain dead. So what
Wow.
ended up happening was they put her
Nice.
on life support, and they told my uncle that she had 5% brain activity, that she wasn't going to pull out of it. If she did, she would have a massive heart attack and she would die immediately. So my uncle
Oh
signed the
wow.
paperwork. My uncle signed the paperwork to let her go. But before he did that, I had just gotten out of work. I had just gotten into church and everything. I started to walk away from church because I was getting in the wrong crowd. And I go upstairs and I go downstairs to get a piece of pizza, and I hear this voice say to me, "Anthony, you need to go upstairs and pray over your aunt." Now I look up. There's no man in front of me. There's this Indian woman. She's looking at me like I'm crazy. So I put my head down. I start eating my pizza again. And then all of a sudden I hear this man's voice, like loud as heck, in my ear.
Oh
"Anthony, go
wow.
upstairs and pray over your aunt." So I'm like, oh my God, I threw my pizza out. I'm walking upstairs. I'm like, how am I going to tell my family this? My family doesn't even believe in God, number one. Number two, they don't even know I go to church and I lay hands on people and do that. I was like, this is going to be weird.
Right.
So I go upstairs and I'm like, hey, would you guys, I'm going to leave. But before I leave, I'd like to pray over Aunt Nancy. Would anyone want to pray? And everyone said no, except my uncle. He was really a man of faith, and he was 84 at the time, and he literally taught me music. He taught me everything, and he was my best friend growing up. And we go into the room, and I shut the door, and the door like clicks and shuts, locks. So I shut the door and I say, "Unc, if there's any time to believe, for some reason, now is the time. I don't know why I'm telling you this." I said, "But trust me on this. Now is the time." I said, "What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on Aunt Nancy. We're going to hold hands, and I'm going to have you put your hand on Aunt Nancy." And I started to pray as we did that. I said, "I just want you to bow your head and listen." So he did that. I started to pray. When I started to pray, my eyes, every time I get into this trance with praying for some reason, my eyes will flicker really rapidly and I can't open or shut them. And I never understood it, but it happened. And all of a sudden, I got done. And I opened my eyes up, and there's a nurse in the room. Now, we would have heard the door open. Okay, hospital doors are not quiet. This girl,
Yeah.
this
Right.
lady, had blonde hair. She was fixing one of my aunt's bags, and she winked at me. Then she left the room. And as she left the room, we walked out. All of a sudden, later that night, I get a phone call from my mom. She's like, "Yeah, she has 5% brain activity. Your uncle just signed the papers. They're going to let her go tomorrow." I said, "Mom, I need to come in there. I need to pray over Aunt Nancy." Like, you don't understand, because I felt something telling me I need to pray over her again. And all of a sudden, I got mad. I went out. They wouldn't let me come in. My family thought I was stupid. So I came home that night. And when I came
Wow.
home, I heard the voice again say to me, "Anthony, lay down in your bed, put your hands on your head, and pray." So I did that. And what happened was I felt like I was floating off my bed, number one. Number two, my hands got really hot again, like they did when I was praying with my aunt. And it burned my hands so much on my head that I had to take them off. And when I took them off, all of a sudden I was like, my hands were red. I didn't
Oh
understand
wow.
it. And I went to sleep. I got woken up by a phone call from my mother the next day. And she goes, "I don't know what you did, but your aunt just literally woke up. They went to go put the needle in, and before they could push the morphine in to let her go, she woke up and started speaking." The Yale New Haven Hospital,
Wow.
the Yale, didn't know what was going to happen. They thought she was going to die instantly from the blood clot or the heart attack. Come to find out, in 3 days, she walked out of the hospital 100%. The blood clot was completely gone, and she was back to normal 100%. Nobody knows how it happened. So I went into the
Wow.
hospital to find the nurse. Okay, that nurse never worked there.
Huh.
Mm.
I was like, that
I
is the
like
craziest thing I've ever
happy
heard.
endings though.
Yeah, like I thought it was absolutely amazing. And then there was another person that I ended up praying over that it helped and stuff. And it was amazing. It just shows that we as humans have more capabilities than we even know.
Yep.
But now I can even send out a little bit of energy from my hands. Like I was saying earlier, I love doing
Yeah.
that because they do feel warm, especially
Yeah.
if you start rotating your hand like this. That's
Yep.
how my
Mhm.
grandmother taught me. So in my
Oh,
new
really?
book, I'm writing what I remember what my grandmother taught me. So
That's
so far,
awesome.
I don't mind sharing my book. So far, it's
Yeah.
called The Witch's Table.
I like that. I think that's a
So
great idea.
yeah, remember how when I first realized I had these abilities.
Yeah.
So and I worked
That's
from there.
awesome, though. I can't wait to read that book.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well,
thank you.
see, a lot of people don't know is we all have abilities.
Oh, we all do. It's just a matter of muscle
Mhm.
memory, us working out.
Yep.
You know, it's just who
I
wants to
try to
have
teach
no other.
people. I try to teach people around the world about binaural beats and connecting through meditation and everything, and strengthening your third eye and your chakras and stuff like that.
That's
And
what I
it's
want to
actually
do.
helped a lot of people with connection.
You know, to help me with that, because I'm trying to open mine up.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. We'll definitely
I'll
get
be
together and
glad to
talk
help.
for sure.
Yeah, look for mentors, I would say. Um, that would be like someone that you trust. If it's not your family member, you can try your friends. That's how
Yep,
I
Mhm.
learned to develop my
That's what I
abilities
do.
back in the day. You know, we didn't
You
have the
know,
internet. We used
definitely.
that's what
What
I
I'm
do with
going to
my.
tell you though is what I'm going to tell everybody is, if you get a mentor, okay, this is the one problem. The mentor is going to teach you their way. What I'm going to tell everyone on this podcast is this: take what you can and leave the rest and make it your way, because there's certain things that they're going to tell you, a mentor, that only works for them, and you need to be able to find what works for you. So it's great to have a mentor, but it's also great to realize, take what you can and then the rest leave it, because that's going to maybe only work for them. It may work for you, but if it doesn't, then use your own way, you know? That's what I try to tell people.
That's how I do with my
that's
Reiki.
true.
Yeah,
I did a course on it, and then I just did my own thing after that.
yeah. That's awesome. That's the best thing you can do. That's
Oh,
great.
AJ, I found your site, I think, on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Do you mind if I share it real quick?
No, please go ahead, and you can do that or whatever you need to do.
Hmm.
I'll try to
You can
share it
ask.
in
You can ask
chat.
Nicole. I do really good Reiki, don't I, Nicole?
Yep,
That's
we
awesome, man. We got
practice.
to definitely connect.
We practice on each other. You know,
Hey,
because we
that's
do have to
awesome.
practice with people that you trust or know, and
No.
from there.
That's awesome.
We're like, I always say we're like fine, fine tuned instruments.
Yep, that's what I think too.
So,
So,
I'm
but I
sharing
wanted to
echo.
thank you for allowing me to come on for this hour. I really appreciate you, and I'm grateful for your
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
podcast.
I'm sorry we're so
Yeah.
starting so late.
No, that was
It's
my
all
fault.
good. I think it was
But
It's
all of our
okay.
fault. I think it was
We'll
all
blame
of
it
our
on the
fault. Was
spirits.
technical.
yeah, we'll blame it on the spirits instead. There you go.
They're gonna slap me later.
Well,
But
it's
Yeah,
only
right.
the technical part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just having issue with sound.
I'm about to do a spirit box session for my friend's aunt in this 144-year-old house. So it should be interesting. So I'll see what I catch, and I'll film it and send it to you.
I'll add
Yeah,
just
I
to
mean, I can't
Facebook.
wait to hear it.
Definitely. Casey, if you could send me a friend request, just because I don't know your full name offhand or what your Facebook is.
She Nicole can give it to you too.
Okay, I'll text
Um,
Nicole after
Okay,
this and I'll get it from
will
her.
do.
yeah, get
Okay.
that from her.
And speaking of towards the end of the hour already,
Yeah.
where can everyone? Excuse me, my boy. Come on, boy. Where can everyone find you?
So everyone can check out my podcast at Talking with the Source on Facebook, on YouTube, also on Parapost Network Central, which is a great podcast website for all different types of podcasts. You can also check out my paranormal evidence, which is on Coventry Circle Paranormal on YouTube. And also reach out to me anytime if you guys would like to do a session, try to reach your loved ones, whatever. I'm down to help anybody. So when I get a free time, I could definitely do that. But please message me on either one, Talking with the Source or Coventry Circle Paranormal.
I'll definitely take you up on that. 'Cause I know there's something here. Like, I know I have signs from my late husband, and I'm
Okay.
sure he's around, and my dad's
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, let's do it on StreamYard for sure. Just me and you will record it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know?
So,
Yeah, definitely.
thank you guys. So, Casey, any closing thoughts before we go?
No, I'm good.
Or AJ?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched, everyone who watches this podcast. Keep watching it.
Yeah.
Nicole's doing an amazing job. So is Casey. Keep it up. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, you too, and keep up the good
Love you
work,
guys.
and
Yeah,
look
you
forward to
too.
working with you.
Definitely,
You too.
definitely. I look forward to working with you both. So thank you guys so much for the time. I appreciate you.
Thanks, AJ.
No problem.
Thanks, Casey.
All right.
Yep,
Talk to you
see ya.
soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Yep, bye.
Bye.
All right. Have a great night. Hang with me if you
You
want
too.
afterward. So
Sure,
we're
I
gonna
can.
close it here, guys. And thank you everybody for listening on Mr. Whispers podcast. And I'm your haunted host, Nicole Jaspard, and Casey, my host. So yeah, we wish you well, and we'll be back next week with Father getting Tortoise. You don't want to miss that one, folks. So
Yep, I'll
stay
be there.
tuned. Definitely stay grounded, stay connected, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, stay safe.
Sounds good.
And we're signing off
Yep.
for tonight.
Bye.
All right, bye, y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Yep.